Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol CYTR. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame. I think that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've done this analysis in the past, although it's been a while, but that's where these green and red line annotations are coming from. And I wanted to touch note on these real quick because for those of you that have been watching, then today was a very big day, outside of the obvious, explosive volume and price action, but the price had been stuck down inside of this channel for a very, very long time. I mean, you can see the price multiple times try to get up above this red line and just couldn't quite do it, and then the bottom of the channel was roughly down around here. But this morning, with the gap up and then the break of the top of the channel, from somebody that cares about the charting perspective, this was a very significant move. And in charting lingo, terminology, we would say it was a technical pattern breakout. A breakout of what? Well, the breakout of the channel pattern that had formed. So nice overall price movement there in terms of that longer term pattern. So that being said, that brings about our first update, which comes from a foundational principle in charting, which says when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So for those of you that have watched the past videos and remember me talking about that 69-cent level as resistance, this would now be considered an area of support and more of a bigger picture perspective. I'll just get that line out of there down there. More of a near-term level of support though, and this is what I would call the ideal level of support. Meaning, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? If this level right here at 78 cents can continue to hold, that would be the best sign of strength. But don't get me wrong, if the price falls below it, by no means am I saying the entire chart's ruined or anything like that. But yeah, ideally speaking, if 78 cents can hold, that would be best case. Again, if that doesn't hold, still plenty of other areas of support, including that 69-cent level that we already talked about, and then of course you have the 50-period simple moving average. But I'm not going to really talk about that one, given that the price is still way up there and the moving average is currently down at that portion of the chart. Now, what about areas of resistance going into next week? As things stand right now, I think the sellers made themselves pretty apparent right up here at 90 cents. You can see on a couple different occasions today, the bulls try to push up through that level, but just couldn't quite do it. So that is where the current sellers are residing. But in my opinion, breaking levels of resistance, not really the top priority right now. Top priority is just simply go through healthy consolidation, build higher bases, because as long as you have higher bases occurring over time, the chart will take care of itself. So very nice way to end the week. We'll see what next week brings. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.